Hey guys, Operating Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing? It's been a few little time, I should say. But in the meantime, guys, I know my fellow comic geeks out there. You guys probably been wondering. I wonder if Chris is going to talk about what has been coming out of DC in a while. And yeah, there's been a lot of good news coming out of DC that I thought I talk about, especially dealing with comic books. You know, guys, I am always still and will always be a comic reader to the day I die. Just got to put that out there. DC, they're part of their Dawn of DC. We got some shakeups going on for certain characters, some of their iconic characters, new creative teams, new direction, and yeah, I'm here to talk about it. So we have seen there's a few I can already tell that I may be getting back onto my DC, adding more characters DC to my pull list again. Don't read a lot of DC as I used to, or I should say, everything now is based now in trades for me in terms of DC. But let's talk about this. So I guess we'll start off with the first lady of DC's, the first super heroine, the godmother of all super heroines in comics. Wonder Woman will be reaching issue 100, 800 issues soon, and congratulations to Diana. But before that, we know for sure that they will be kind of relaunching Wonder Woman, but it's doing the whole concept that I don't like. They're going back to one. I thought DC would stay with the legacy numbers. Yeah, the legacy number is still there, but they're kind of following the routine of Marvel, which I don't like. But when Wonder Woman returns after 800, we're going to have a new creative team on the title. And basically, it's very interesting. We got Tom King writing Wonder Woman now, a new era of Wonder Woman, and Sapir doing the artwork. Sam Sapir doing the artwork. So the here's an interesting take on it. So what they say is a mysterious Amazonian is accused of mass murder, and the U.S. Congress passed the Amazon Safety Act, barring all Amazons from American soil. They create a new task force to carry out the new law, which is called the Amazon Extraction Entity, AXE, and their job is to remove those who don't comply by any means necessary. In search for the truth behind the killing, Wonder Woman now finds herself as an outlaw in the world she once swore to protect. That's interesting. So Diana is going to be an outlaw. A mass murder has happened, and Amazons are being blamed for it. This is very interesting, and this caught me off guard. I am a fan of Tom King. I do like his writing. So it'll be really interesting to see what Mr. King does with Diana. But it does make me wonder, even though she's going to be a quote-unquote outlaw, what will her other fellow heroes do about it? Will they fight the government on this? And for them to just really act on this act is really weird, in terms of like banning all Amazons, when they some of these, they should know. Like, for example, so with that being said, will Donna be banned? You know, Donna's a part of the Titans. Will she be banned? Will Will Nubia, Queen Nubia, be banned? You know, just things like that. You know, then will they also mistake Cassie Sandsmart for the role, even though she's not technically an Amazon, but yeah, you know, just certain things like that. But that's very interesting indeed. Um, we'll go to the Flash, the fastest man alive, one of my favorite DC characters of all time. It seems that the Flash is going to go in a new direction, kind of a little bit more of a. It, they're kind of looking at it from a more of a cosmic horror. They're describing it cosmic horror, so that's really interesting. And Flash will be reaching 800 as well soon. So congratulations. We have Simon Serper doing the writing, and artwork is going to be done by one of my favorite artists in the game today, Mike Deodato Jr. I was very happy for him when I saw him post this on his Twitter and Instagram about him now working for DC. Mike Deodato has worked for Marvel for years. That was his dream to get to draw for Marvel, and he did an amazing job writing and drawing for Marvel, and I loved everything he drew. You know, every title he was on, I bought because I was such a fan of his. I loved him when he was on The Amazing Spider-Man. He drew Spider-Man beautifully. When he did all the Avenger titles he was on, I loved it. He just finished his first Kickstarter, or his own creative title that he is writing and drawing. I of course, you know, I'm gonna back it. I backed it. It's just, I was not going to not back it. It's called Jade Warriors. So, yeah, man. I'm glad to see him go over to the other side of the tracks and start drawing, you know, officially for DC, because he's done DC titles before. I mean, he's drawn DC characters before. I've seen artwork of him drawing like the Joker and characters like that, and they look really good. I like seeing artists, you know, what you mostly primarily see on one platform, move over to another and become a generation of character, you know, of artists, and that's great, you know. So the series, in terms of the Flash, it's gonna focus more on Wally this time around. It's not Barry. Barry has been going through a lot as of late. I've been keeping up on what's been going on, and Iris got killed, and Barry is he's not dealing with that real well. So it only makes sense that they would have Wally take up the new title. Basically, it implies that, you know, everything has been going well for him, his family, his future, but he also starting to feel something dark is vibrating beyond the Speed Force, and Wally experiments with creative new approaches to his powers. He enters new realms, mysterious allies, and mind-shattering terror. So pretty much they're like I said before, they're basing this saying that the fastest man alive takes on action-packed adventure turns towards cosmic horror. So basically, Flash is dealing with horror. They're going a little bit of a cosmic horror route with the Flash. Okay, let's see where that goes. You know, when you think horror, you don't really think of the Flash, but I find that very interesting indeed. That we'll see the Flash dealing with horror in general, and like I said, Mike Deodato's artwork just sells it for me alone, because like I said, his artwork I love that man's artwork. He's just great. You know, he's one of my favorites. But outside of that, guys, you know, DC announced more. You know, they announced a few more titles that very much interest me, especially this one. So, the man himself, John Henry Irons, getting his own series again. Steel getting his own series, but this time around, it's going to be called Steelworks. And what really makes it really cool, guys, is the fact that the man that truly gave this character a voice is writing it. Star Trek legend, actor, voice actor, Michael Dorn is writing Steelworks. He's going to be writing Steel. This is the man that truly gave Steel a voice. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, well, that should belong to Shaq. No. You keep Shaq out of this. The real man that gave Steel a voice was Michael Dorn, especially during the 90s in the Superman the Animated Series. So I really like this. This really caught me off guard, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is really cool. So he's going to be writing it. And the artwork is going to be done by Sami Basir. I believe he writes, he is the artwork on Harley Quinn. But they talk about what the series is going to be based around. And pretty much they say, and here's the synopsis once again. The metropolis of the future is here today, but can it survive a terrorist who's out for revenge against its builder, John Henry Irons, aka Steel, and his company Steelworks, and who possesses secrets that could undo everything John has worked so hard to build. While John's professional life is firing on all cylinders, his personal life is even better, as his on-again, off-again relationship with Lana Lang might be back on permanently. Now he must decide whether it's time to give up being Steel once and for all. But does John even know who he would be without his superhero identity? How does the other Steel, John's niece, Natasha Irons, feel about his monumentous decision? And does any of this matter if Steelworks crumbles around him when he lacks the superpowers to fight back? Interesting. Very interesting. So we got a terrorist out there trying to destroy everything that John has built in Metropolis. I always had love and respect for Steel. You know, always. I still to this day want to see Steel brought to the big screen again, but with more respect and prowess. Sorry, Shaq, but your movie was you were not. And I'm talking real Steel with the suit, the S on the chest, the hammer, and the cape. Not looking more just like a prototype, you know, a prototype Tin Man. Because that was one thing I did not like about Steel in the 90s animated series. He didn't have the cape, he didn't have the S on his chest. He just looked like he was the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, just enhanced a little bit. I didn't like that. But I like this, man. This is cool. Michael Dorn writing it. This is his first experience at writing comics, and I'm definitely going to support this. You know, I've always had love for Steel, and Michael Dorn, I've always respected the man. You know, so, you know, he just has that iconic voice, and he's done so many voices in cartoons that you'd be surprised, or you may not be. But he has also such a sophisticated voice too. He's kind of like Keith David in a sense. Like it's just cool to listen to his voice. You know, you name a character, you name something, he's voiced it. Gargoyles, he was in that, and he voiced Cold Stone. You know, he was that voice, Goliath's rookery brother. He's done so much. It's amazing, and he's a heck of an actor as well. Most Star Trekkies know him as Worf. So yeah, it's cool. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy that they're giving Steel another shot with a title. So that's cool. Um, the other title that I know that kind of interests me, and it may interest an old friend of mine. She's a big fan of this character, or I should say, not just this character, but her on and off again lover, Hawkman. So Hawkgirl is getting a new series as well. It's going to be written by Jazida Axelron, and artwork is going to be done by Amana C. Nalupan. I hope I'm saying the name right. So it's Kendra Saunders is Hawkgirl, and this picks up right after. They say this series is the one that picks up right after the last Crisis event that they did. So it basically says the Winged Warrior, better known as Hawkgirl, has been one of DC Universe's greatest heroes for a long time, serving as a member of both the Justice League and the JSA. But with the Justice League disbanded, Kendra decides she needs a fresh start and heads to Metropolis to begin a new life. Everybody's going to Metropolis now. That life is quickly interrupted by a mysterious, once again, there it is, a mysterious villain with a powerful connection to nth metal that makes up Hawkgirl's wings and weapons. Hawkgirl will also be, that's just talking about variant covers and stuff. But yeah, once again we have we're a lot of the things we had. Flash and Wonder Woman all dealing with, and Steel all dealing with a mysterious villain that comes now to hurt the characters. I'm not the biggest Hawkgirl fan. I like her, but I've never really collected a lot of Hawkman, Hawkgirl. That's a friend of mine was a huge Hawkman fan. She loved that character. I wasn't really a big fan of. It's not that I'm not a big fan of. It's just Hawkman is it's just so much for that character. Like, is he alien, or are they aliens? Are they reincarnated people? It goes willy-nilly, but at the end of the day, that's who they are. But for all Hawkgirl fans, I mean, you'll probably like it. But for me, out of the new works, the new titles that DC has announced, the Wonder Woman's definitely has me. That one definitely, because I'm interested in seeing where that's gonna go and how long will this law against Amazon's last. Steelworks is definitely enough, is the other one that really has it, because like I said before, guys, I'm a big Steel fan, and I love John Henry Irons. I've always loved Steel's name, John Henry Irons. We all get it. If you know who John Henry is, very classic black folk hero, and so it's great to see. So I love his name, John Henry Irons. That's cool. The other things are interesting too, but out of the new stuff that is, and the Flash too, I'll give the Flash, once again, the Flash for me it's all because of Mike Deodato. That's where it's really coming from. Sometimes it's the artist that's really going to capture me in. I'm looking at Flash, I'm like, okay, Mike Deodato's going to be drawing Wally West. I'm cool, with that. But outside of that, guys, this is good news. It's good stuff. Good stuff coming out of the world, of Dawn of DC. In hindsight, I think this is really good for DC. They're giving with new characters. bringing new characters in and giving characters a new uh, run and things like that. But at the same time, it does make me wonder, uh, what's next? What characters are next? I know they are doing something for Green Arrow, but it does make me wonder, will we see any other characters get new series as part of Dawn of DC? It really does. But at the end of the day, I'm happy about it. But I had to talk about this, guys. I had to, right now, you're just hearing my voice. I thought I'd use my voice, and it also gets me prepared to when I officially start my podcast. So it kind of helps to just talk on the mic and speak and things like that. So yeah, very fun indeed. So you guys tell me, Andy, what do you think about the new titles, new series, new creative teams for some of the characters out of Dawn of DC? Look forward to hearing what you guys got to say. And with that, you guys, please take care, and I'll see you around.